We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey Star Wars fans and action figure collectors, welcome back to another Star Wars The Black Series, and if you think you're having another fever dream on action figures, you're correct. We've got the second, well technically it's the fourth figure from the Shadows of the Empire, given we had the 2-pack with Luke Skywalker in the Imperial disguise and the Leia in Boushh disguise, but second after Prince Shizor, we've got Dash Rendar, the main character of the video game. You know, more or less served as a proxy for Han Solo while he was in Carbonite. But yeah, this one's a nice throwback. I think this one's a little bit of a nostalgia kick for me, who spent many hours on the Nintendo 64 playing as Dash Rendar. Cool picture of him on the box with the Outrider. Would love to see a new Outrider done, but I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, pilot and mercenary Dash Rendar flew a snowspeeder during the Battle of Hoth, and Princess Leia later hired him to protect Luke Skywalker from the dark Prince Shizor's ruthless bounty hunters. So he's looking very cool, very nice in the packaging. I'm looking forward to busting him open and talking about the figure, so let's just do it and get on with it. Dash. Savior of the Rebel Alliance. Here he is, looking good. I like this. I'm really digging the 90s sort of Star Wars aesthetic he's got going on. I don't know what it is. I brought in the old Power of the Force 2 version, and I will leave a link to my Power of the Force Friday video on this guy at the end of the video. You know, there's a very tiny little bit of me that's disappointed that he didn't come with a giant thing like this, but it's cool. But that's all right. He does come with a slightly, it's a DL44, but it's cast in a silver, so it's a little bit different. Han Solo's black, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is to, the artwork. I haven't had a good close look at it. To check out like all the small details, but that's cool. It's always a nice blaster pistol, and it looks like it's going to fit in his holster well, which is that's ideal, and it does. It sits in there very nicely. But yeah, there's just something about this checker pattern, the squares. It sort of harkens back to, I don't know, some of the other outfits from the era in Star Wars. So, he's got the armor, the big shoulder pads. Very cool. I'm loving the sort of the blue, and then this sort of, it's a maroony brown. It's a reddy brown, I should say. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. The sculpt on it's unreal. You can just sort of see on the back here the sort of the creases in the outfit as it's sort of squashed under the armor there. It looks good. Get a nice close look at the head sculpt. I kind of echo some people's sentiments, is that he should probably be a little bit more, I don't know, non-clean shaven, and whether that means putting a little stubble on him, perhaps, not necessarily a sculpted beard, because if you bring that in, you can see he's clearly got a beard. But there's different artist interpretations for different versions. In terms of his look, this is sort of an interpretation. He kind of looks to me like the cross between a young Kurt Russell and a young Bill Pullman. And, either of those actors probably could have pulled off a live-action Dash Rendar back in the 90s if they were going to do, a Shadows of the Empire film. It was the biggest multimedia campaign without actually having a film. It had everything else: comic books, toys, games, you name it, tie-in novels. But yeah, he could have seen, either of those guys roughed up a little bit, perhaps. Particularly Kurt Russell, knowing that he was one of the original Well, he tried for Han Solo. But I think it's a good head sculpt. He's again, you sort of different lights. You almost get a little bit of a sort of smirk out of him, and then you turn him to different lights, and he's a little bit more. I don't know. I'm for this head sculpt. I think it looks good. If you're so inclined, you could probably, if you got the skills, you could probably do a little bit of stubble on him or something. I've seen some people do some switches with the some version of Star-Lord. I might try it and see how it looks, but you know what? I'm thinking I'm going to stick with what Hasbro gave us. I'm going to try and stop knocking stuff off the table. I'm going to stick with what Hasbro's given us because I think it's a nice look. I think he looks super cool. Love the armor. It's got a little bit of that sort of shiny plastic modeled look, but that's fine. There's no sort of real obvious sort of that marbling that sometimes plastic has, which is good. So, yeah, paint apps are all nice and clean throughout. I like the buckles on the belt. They look good. Pretty much standard throughout. No real weathering or anything, but when a sculpt's good and it catches shadows and different lights, you don't always need weathering. So that's cool. So articulation-wise, he's got the ball joint, the double barbell in the top of the neck, barbell in the bottom of the neck. You get a little bit of movement out of the bottom of the neck, more so out of the top of the head, but that's all right. That's good. Ball hinges in the shoulders. He's got those butterfly joints and the softer pieces of shoulder armor, which sit down quite nicely, but they don't hinder the articulation, which is wonderful. The single hinge in the elbow, but again, you're getting nice angles, so you don't need those double joints. Wrist, he's got the ball and socket, which is awesome. I'm loving that for the hand joints now. That's got to become a norm. Hopefully that opens the door for extra hands in the future. So you just the trigger finger there. He's got the torso joint there, which is a good range of movement there. He's got the barbell in the hips. Hinge in the knees. There's a swivel at the top of the boot. And there's a ball hinge in the foot and a rocker in the ankle and a rocker joint in the foot too. So 2025. I'm looking forward to setting this guy up with Han. Not Han in Carbonite, but as if these guys have met before and have been on jobs. I think that would look cool. I love the New Hope Han Solo. But yeah, it's a wild world we're living in now, 2025, and we're getting Shadows of the Empire action figures in the Black Series. Please don't slow down. Shizor's absolutely going to make my top 10 for 2025. We'll see if Dash gets in there. The more I mess about with him, the more I'll fall in love, I'm sure. But yeah, considering these are the only two versions of the figure we've got. So good. Loving it. All right, so let's do a peg test. I've got the KR stand here. These in packs of 20. If you on KessRunHair.com, if you buy 2 packets of 20, you get 10 free. So you get 50 stands for the price of 40. And you can, really get your display happening. And yeah, perfect. Like an absolute glove. Look at that. Perfectly balanced, as things should be. So there he is. Dash Rendar. So good. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. And, I'd love to see who you think his likeness is maybe based off or inspired by. There's a little bit of, comic bookality to it. That's that sort of uncanny valley sort of thing where, surely the designers and sculptors have based this off someone. And I'm going with it. I'm going with, part Kurt Russell, part Bill Pullman. Sort of 90s era. Works. He's got the 90s hairstyle, which is, certainly making a comeback in today's day and age. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my review. I definitely appreciate it. Definitely helps out the channel. And subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you for some more very, very soon. Until then, may the force be with you always.